Okay, so I just heard about this thing called Google for Creators. It's supposed to be something that Google created to help people that are content creators and help them be better at what they do. So I'm going to show you what I found as soon as I searched this. Okay, so just really quickly, there's a couple of things in this article. One of them is that their entire first paragraph sounds like they took it off of my website and kind of put it in their own words. I don't believe they did, but that just goes to show that this thing that I talk about is really an issue about ideas not coming easily, inspiration being hard to find, and needing to be creative on demand is really a problem. So we'll move on from that and scooch down here a little bit. And something that I found really problematic is that they are talking about that digital mind maps have an added advantage over using pen and paper. And I'd like to talk just a little bit about how wrong that is. First of all, they are saying that an advantage to a digital mind map is that you have no page size restrictions, that your ideas are much bigger than a sheet of paper, and that this is a benefit. And I'm going to push against that and say that this is not a benefit. This is a detriment to your creativity. Boundaries are what make us more creative. If I were to give you a piece of paper that is 10 feet by 10 feet long and told you, draw something. I'm just going to leave the room. Go ahead and draw something. How long do you think it's going to take to create something? Forever, because you have no idea what you're going to do. Now, if I give you an 8 by 10 piece of paper and tell you, I'm going to give you a concept and I need you to draw something. I need you to create a scene from ancient Egypt where there is a steampunk style balloon floating in the air. Anything else you put in there is up to you, but the concept is Egyptian luxury. Now you have an idea. Now you have a whole ton of images that are conjured up in your mind, and now you can use that boundary of not only the concept, but of the piece of paper in a certain size to create something interesting. No one is ever more focused than when they have 2 hours to create a design as opposed to 2 months to create a design. That is a boundary. We are not more creative when we have all of the freedom in the world. We are more creative when we are forced to create inside the lines. The other issue I have is that they are touting advantages of a digital mind map over a pencil and paper method. The problem with this is that studies have actually shown that you are more apt to creating connections in your brain, remembering better, and being more creative when you use physical tools like a pencil and paper or a pen and paper, whether you're taking notes or creating a mind map. There is something that actually happens with the physical act of writing things down. Now, does the same thing happen digitally? It doesn't. You cannot have the same level of ideation and creativity if you are using a digital tool for your word mapping. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch my attitude on this one because it's kind of silly the things that they are saying are better with this digital mind map than using pen and paper. They're saying that it's better because it's easily editable. You can export things to yourself and highlight portions of your mind map to visually tag them. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure if you're using a pencil and paper, you can edit pretty easily. It's called an eraser. Also, if you need to highlight something in your map, there's these things. They're called highlighters. and they're really easy to use. Lastly, if you need to send or share your mind map with somebody, you could easily take a picture of it and send it to someone, or scan it in with Adobe Scan or Adobe Capture, where it turns it into a vector. And really, ultimately, is the point of the mind map to send it to people so it can be edited if you are trying to come up with a creative concept? No. Maybe they're talking about mind mapping for simply brainstorming and just getting ideas out of your head with absolutely no purpose and no concept being the goal. Great, do that. But if you are actually trying to use a map of this kind to come up with a creative concept that's going to help you create something like an illustration, a design, a movie plot, a book plot, any of those kinds of things where you actually have a purpose for your ideas, this digital word map, mind map thing is not going to be the solution.